In today's video, we're building a $5 million boat dealership. That's right, we're calling it the PropShop. It's going to have some of the best boats in this series. And we first customized a new grand showroom. This place is huge. It's got glass windows, floor to ceiling, and we're also going to customize a few of the first boats for this new place. So it's pretty awesome, guys. Let's jump right in. Okay, so since today's a special day, we're bringing in the Ferrari to work. That's right, we have made it to our new waterfront piece of land. And yeah, guys, we're not going to waste any time. We are going to construct this very shortly. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a rundown for what the plan is. So shop's going to go right here, the main showroom, and then we're going to put in a boat ramp to go along with it, and we're also going to put in a hoist lift. We've got this crazy crane where we can lift the boats in and out of the water, which makes it easy to move them around. So it's going to be pretty sweet. New addition to the boatyard. For starters, let's move the Ferrari out of the way, and now we can construct this place. All right, so here it is, guys. You might look at this as a familiar boat dealership. This is similar to the ones we had in the past, but look at how nice it is. We got the PropShop marine logo on the front door. This looks epic. So we got to find a spot to place it down. I want the showroom to be facing kind of towards the water. So right about here looks like a cool spot. We're going to place it down right there. Perfect. And now we can go around this place, kind of clean it up a little bit, and we can go in with the details we need to add. So first, for starters, we need a crane lift. You guys know the deal. So here we are. We're going to place this thing down right in the center of one of those pilings. They're in the way a little bit, but that's okay. The hoist kind of drives with the wheels over on each side. So that looks good. Now we got ourselves a hoist dock. So the second thing we're going to do is add in an actual dock to park the boats at. So here's the first one. We got an all wood dock, which is pretty nice. We can place this one down right next to it. We've got some spots over here too, which is pretty cool. We do have this one. So we're going to place this one. It's a floating dock, so it should be right about there. Looks good. And then we can also connect it up with our own little boathouse. That's right. We got a little spot right here. We can dock a boat underneath the canopy. Looks pretty cool. So we got a couple docks to park boats at, which is good. We got our hoist lift. The next thing we need to do is kind of create a barrier. So we do not own this piece of land right here. This belongs to the fish factory and the port company. So we're going to go ahead and put some grass back down. These are the details we like to add, some landscaping work. So let's go ahead and make all this grass right here. We own up until about this point. So we'll kind of leave it right there. Go all the way to the center. Kind of a perfect spot where this tree meets at. And then this can go all back to normal. And then let's fix up the grass again, just like that. Looks good. We'll place some trees down to kind of give it a little bit more separation. We don't really want people looking at a factory and a fish company when they're coming to buy boats. So we're going to fix it up just a little bit. I kind of like this one thing we like to do with the rock texture. Many of you probably know this already, but let's go ahead and border this off real quick. And then we'll place some trees down to separate it up a little bit. All right, these trees should look good. Let's just place about 4 or 5. There we go. So now we're kind of separated a lot more. And then this is where the back service shop will be, so you guys know. And then we get the front showroom. We'll check that all out in a minute. We do own all this part right here, and then we do own this. I think we're going to get rid of this though. This is an import thing, but we can actually build out more stuff here if we want. So we might disconnect it. Anyhow, it's a good start for construction. We don't have too much details we need to add. This is pretty much all we need. Let's go check out the shop first. And there's me down there, so I'll meet you back there. All right, I'm on the ground. So here is the showroom, boys. It's looking good. PropShop Marine, very nice. Oh, forgot to tell you, we've got our own sign too. So we're going to place the front sign over here, right at the front entrance, like right about there should be good. And it shows the brands that we have for sale, so we can kind of go look at those. For starters, of course, we got the HCB center consoles. We've got Formula boats. We've got Nautique wake boats, and then we got ourselves the Contender brand. So we've got a really good lineup of boats, and I kind of love the name PropShop. This looks pretty cool. Nice logo. Well, let's go into the showroom of the PropShop and see what it looks like. I'm already in love with the view. It doesn't really get much better than this, and we need to be on the water, obviously, to launch and retrieve boats. So, all right, here it is. Let's turn on the lights. There we go. Very nice. So we've got ourselves a Nautique wake boat. We got the logo. Nice. Got a dual monitor, a little PC down there. Looks good. And then offices are upstairs. So we just go up here. We'll check that out last though, because it looks pretty cool. On the back wall, we got Mercury outboard, old classic sign. We got Malibu wake boats. We are going to sell Malibu. So, oh, and Moonbuzz. So we do have like probably 10 brands. It's just those 4 advertised are the top ones. Anyhow, you go from there to go to the second showroom. You guys saw that the other way. And then the back is the shop. So let's fire that up. We got plenty of shop space, boys. Jeez. So we probably get like 5 or 6 boats in the front showroom. And then in the back here, we can work on maybe 5 boats, maybe 10 boats. It just depends on the size. We got 2 smaller overheads for probably the jet skis, wake boats, and then overhead for the 53. I mean, look at the size of this door. Big hydraulic door. And it's pretty grand. So we checked out this. So let's go up to the offices. Honestly, my favorite part. And my office is on the right side. All right. So So stepping into the office, you can see we've got ourselves a little sign of a boat there, and then there's some bowling pins. That's interesting. Here's the front office. You get a little seating area. The carpet is super nice up here. We got 2 desks. This one is my desk right here. Nice boat picture. And then you can overlook the showroom and then the water. I mean, look at the view. You guys can't beat this. And then over there, when we hire our executive salesman, that's where their desk will be. So we do need to get a front desk person. So if anyone wants a job, let me know. We got an Everglades photo up top, and then we've got the Yamahas. So good mix of everything. The Everglades photo looks pretty cool. We do not have any Everglades though, so might have talked to Lance about that. And big thanks to him for making sure all this gets put into game properly. He did great work with the building, and then the crane you guys are gonna see, he worked on that thing. It's a beast. So let's get into the store and buy the stuff we need for this new dealership. And for starters, we've got the crane. So here it is. This is called the travel hoist. So what it does is it lifts up the boats out of the water with straps. You guys may or may have not seen this before, but this is how you move large boats. You use this thing, you can set it on a trailer, whatever else. We just bought one of them. We don't need 2, we need 1. So this works out good. We'll be able to test it today with some of the boats we're buying. The next piece of heavy equipment we need is a forklift. That's right, we got the Komatsu FH50. So this thing's a little bit heavier duty. It says it's got 72 horsepower. It works really good. So we're gonna black out the rims. You got a little bit yellow forks, and then it's got the little ball hitch right there. So that's how we can move trailers around very easily. Good maneuvering. We got one of these, so that looks good. Next up, we need a tractor. Lance recommended this John Deere. This thing is nice, guys. This is the 4075R. We're gonna put some different wheels on this thing. I kind of like the turf style. They look cool. We're not on turf though, so we technically don't need it. We probably need some heavier duty tread, something like these. Working around a marina, you know, might be some nails or something. So this will work out good. A little bit stronger of a tire. We don't need weights necessarily. Front guard, yeah, we'll add that. Looks pretty cool. Or we can just leave it like this. I kind of like it like this. It looks cool. We're gonna buy it, and then we need to buy the attachments for it. We got a little trailer hitch for the boats, so that looks good. It's a little 3-point. Looks good. And the nice thing is everything at this dealership gets delivered next door, so we don't have to drive anywhere. It'll be delivered right over here. We can check it all out. This is the equipment we're gonna need to operate this place. Well, let's get it set up, kind of get it placed where it needs to go, and then we can buy the fun stuff, the first boats for the new dealership. We'll get them placed in the showroom, probably launch one. There we go. Let's back up to this thing first. There we are. Nice little tractor's good to have around here too. So this thing should run pretty good. I think if we drop it down, how do we do that? That's the back window. Ah, there we go. Look at that. So we actually got a gooseneck too on this thing. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at this. You can adjust the height. Okay, very cool. Can we adjust the tilt of it? Okay, we can't do that, but it looks pretty good. We got a gooseneck on this thing. I've never really had that. So, all right, we're gonna place this in the back shop as well with a forklift. We'll just park him against the wall for now until we need to move some stuff. There we go. Back it in right there. This will be the equipment parking spot we need. That thing is nice. Little John Deere tractor. Okay, next up, the forklift. Oh yeah, look at this thing, guys. This is nice. You can tell it's definitely heavy duty. We got a fast hydraulic lift system on this thing. We can tilt it, and then the forks we can extend. So we usually just leave them like this, a little bit better for maneuvering. We got ourselves a beacon because when we're operating boats, we have to have that on for liability. Oh, looks good, boys. Let's back it in. We'll be using this thing very shortly when we need to get that boat moved around. All right, and finally, we've got the newest of them all, the crane. This is probably the best. Nobody else has ever done this before, but we decided we want to go crazy for this series. So we built a boat lifting service, travel lift. This thing can lift up to, I'm pretty sure, 40 tons. So pretty good amount of weight. We fired it up. You guys can see how it works. We've got 2 straps right there. You can drop them down just like this. And then you can also determine where you want to set the strap. So for smaller boats, you'll go ahead and bring this outer slider, and then you'll also move this forward. So you can see there's like a little markings for where you need to have it at. So this might be for like a wake boat. And then when we bring in the big 53, we'll have to extend them all the way back out. So, all right, let's get this thing over towards the, I guess, dock we can call it. This thing is just a ramp technically for this thing. I'll show you how it works. So you drive it like this straight on to the dock, and then you drop the straps down into the water. Let's see. So there we go. Drop them down, and then now they're floating. So the boat's got to line up with the X marks the spot. So we need to bring the straps forward just a little bit, and then the back one needs to go out a little bit because we are bringing the 53 onto this thing, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and set it right there. Looks good. And there we are. We're going to test that out later. So make sure you do stick around to see how that thing works. It's pretty epic, but I think we're ready to buy some boats. I mean, we really don't have much more to do than obviously buy the first starter ones. We're going to buy 2 to start, and then we'll buy the other 10 next episode. So let's go see which ones we're buying, and we'll build them out the way we want them. All right, guys, you know the deal. We need to use the 53 on the hoist. So we're going to build out one of these to start. They're like $2 million. So we'll start with 153 HCV, and then we can add on a tower if we want. I think we're going to do nothing. We're just going to leave it like this so we can fit it in the showroom. Hull color, I want to go with like a nice blue with a light blue stripe, something like this. And then the engine's motor color, look at this. We can match the hull, and then the secondary motor color, we're going to match the stripe. So something like that looks epic. And then seat color, we're going to go dark brown. There we go. Yeah, this is looking pretty cool. Headrest color, we'll do the same. Speaker color, we can go, honestly, we'll just leave it like that. It looks pretty cool. I really don't know what else we want to change on this thing. I just love the light blue stripe. I think we're good. We don't have much to customize. So 1.5 million plus the trailer. We're going to build out a color match trailer with the hull. And then, yeah, that looks good. Let's buy this thing. This one's 55K. So not bad. It's a quad axle. So let's go grab the forklift. We'll get this thing moved over to the hoist. And then we can officially lift this thing onto the water and see what it looks like. All right, we made it to the spot where we need to pick this thing up, and let's go ahead and see how this forklift does. I think it can handle the weight. This boat is roughly 43,000 pounds, around 20 ton, they say. So we'll see how it does. I guess this is the ultimate test. This is the heaviest boat we'll have at the dealership. So let's just go ahead and get it lined up, and then you guys know the deal. We just lift up. There we go, and I think we're good to go. So now we can kind of maneuver this thing however we want. We can lift it up. We can lower it down to kind of get the height, and then we can also adjust the fork if we need to move the front end. So I think everything should be set. We're going to get this thing moved over to the hoist to launch it. So let's raise it up to level. That's usually good. And we always back up with this thing. You never drive forward because then you're just putting a ton of weight pushing the boat. Usually you're just driving like this. Obviously, if you're backing into a showroom, yeah, but most people you'll see it backing it up to maneuver it. It just depends. You also get a lot better steering like this. As you can see, we can completely do a 90 angle turn. It doesn't really jackknife or anything. It's just so much nicer. Oh, well, let's not hit the sign. It's so much nicer having this turning radius versus a truck. You'd never get this. All right, boys, we look good. Well, watch out for my Ferrari. You got an electrical box right there. I think we're going to make something fancy around that. Maybe a tree, kind of hide it. We do have plenty of space, though, to go in between. So what we got to do for this is we have to back the boat up in the correct spot of the lift. So what we do is we spin it around first, almost like we're backing it down a ramp. And then once it's lined up, we'll bring the lift forward. We'll pick up the boat. You guys will see in a second. It's kind of a cool process. That's why I wanted to build this lift. Okay, we're getting close to the building right about there, and then we can readjust it. As long as it's straight on with the lift, we'll be good to go. All right, boys, right about there should be good. We're going to go ahead and get the winch undone on the boat. So that means is the boat is free. So if we wanted to move it, we can basically just put the straps under the boat. We're going to go jump in the crane, the hoist. The straps will go under the boat right at that point, and then somewhere in the back, and then it'll lift it off the trailer into the water. It's pretty cool. So let's fire this thing back up. We're going to bring the straps out of the water. I really shouldn't have put it in the water, but that's okay. You guys had to learn the idea of it, and then bring up the straps just a little bit. We can actually get rid of the straps. Click that button. So now there's nothing underneath the crane, and we'll line it up with the boat first of all. And as soon as the crane straps are lined up or where we want them, we'll go ahead and put the straps back down. So as you can see, the straps are just sitting underneath the boat. We're going to lift it up here, and then check this out. We're going to lift it up because then we have to clear that little post right there. So we're going to go straight up in the air. Check this out. Pretty sweet. And the boat is being lifted or hoisted in the air, as they say. So we do need to adjust. You know what? We already did adjust. So about in the center in that area, and then right there. So the boat, oh yeah, this thing is flying in the air right now. So now all we got to do is back it into the water just like this. This looks sweet. I like this camera angle. You can kind of line it up a little better. You can see where the hoist is at, but this looks good. Here's what it looks like from the front. Look at the size of this beast. Okay, so now that we're all the way back as far as we can go ahead and drop the boat in the water. And what we do by that is all we do is lower the straps just like that, boys. So we got plenty of room to do that. I think we've got about 100 feet of winching cable until this thing kind of stops. The main problem with this marina is it is a deep water. As you can see, the seawall is a pretty good size. All right, so now that the boat's in the water, it hasn't floated away yet. What we're going to do is we're going to jump on the boat. It is kind of floating. The motors are at least in the water. We can start it up, and then we'll drop the rest of the straps down, back this thing off. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's start them up, boys. Here we go. All right, motors are running. Let's go drop the straps down. All right, they're all the way in the water. We're free, boys. Let's back off. And there we go. That's how you set a boat in the water. And now we can go boating for a full day if we want. And we also got to test out our docks over there, so we can go fly over there after. Let's just make sure we got the boat moving here. The new 53, this is our new stock boat, they call it. So we'll be able to sell this thing, make some money on it. I think we'll sell for $2 million. We paid 1.5, so that seems like a fair deal. Well, let's back it into our dock here. We do have the boathouse too. Let's see. Is it actually going to clear that? You can obviously park it on the end here, but let's see. Oh, yeah, that's probably meant for like a wake boat. So here, let's thrust her to the side a little bit. I wonder if the width of this thing will fit. The beam is pretty crazy. I think it's 14 feet wide, so this might be tight. Oh my gosh, is it gonna work? No, it's not. Look at that. It's like an inch on each side. Okay, it could. We would have to widen it though. Anyhow, it's thruster to the side here. We're gonna dock it up right on the inner side, and then we could probably dock a wake boat, and then our other boat, which we're gonna buy today, is the wake boat. So it works out good. There we go. Bring it in a little bit. Perfect. The first boat's arrived at the new dealership. Look at this beast, guys. Let's tie it up real quick. Got a couple cleats on the dock too. That was a job well done. And now all we got to do is climb up these steps again. The problem is the water level is pretty low here. So everything's got to be kind of set down. So it works out good. Let's get the straps out of the water because we like to keep them clean. So now that they're out of the water, that's good. We can turn off the hoist, jump back in the forklift, and then the trailer is just going to be backed in towards the service shop. So we'll park it there and then we'll go customize our next boat. So this is what the forklift is good for. As you can see, we maneuvered the trailer into the back, dropped the trailer down, looks good. Now we're free. So we're gonna go ahead, go pick up the new wake boat. I'm gonna customize it real quick and then we'll see what we got. All right, guys, here it is. So this is the new Super Air Nautique Paragon. This thing is pretty sweet. Look at this. So this is like the nicest wake boat or something that is ever made. I think it's more expensive than a Mastercraft, so that's pretty crazy. Look at, we got a gold steering wheel, throttle. This is insane. Look at the tech on this. The ballast system. You can balance the wave there. You can do your audio, fuel level. This is actually pretty crazy. There's a phone holder right there, and I got front seating area. The color scheme looks killer on this thing too, and this is the G23, so pretty good size. Sits on the trailer very good. You got the little guiders right there, so when you're getting it loaded up on the trailer, very cool. So what we got to do is obviously hook up to this thing. We don't need to use the hoist for this. We're gonna go to the boat ramp right over here. You guys know the station we got, the waterfront police station. It's got a boat ramp right next to it, so when we have the smaller stuff, we don't really need to use the crane. It just really is too much work, but we can launch it with this trailer super easy. There we go. Lift it up a little bit, and it's nice just to have it next door. We're gonna do some more police role play out the boats and stuff, so make sure you guys look out for that. That's the game plan. I mean, look at this station. This is killer for waterfront. And then I do think that the arch you can see for the wake boat goes up a little bit more. There's a couple of adjustments. All right, we made it to the ramp, so let's spin it around. We'll back it down. We'll get this thing unloaded, and then we'll take it over to our new wake boat house, we can call it. That's where that little canopy was that the boat didn't fit in, so we'll see if this one does. I think it should, although this thing is a wide wake boat. I've never seen anything wider than this. Probably creates a killer wake. So, all right, we're in the water. That was fast. Oh, geez. Okay, let's not lose the forklift on day one here. All right, wake boat's free. Let's go ahead and jump on. Fire it up. Oh, it's got a pretty good sized engine in it. All right, it's running now. Back it off the trailer. And there we go. Now we got ourselves a Nautique wake boat. This thing is sick. All right, let's see how fast it goes. I don't think these things go crazy fast, but I think maybe we get around 40. We're already making a pretty good wake. I'm pretty sure we can actually make a lot larger of a wake. But you have to load the ballasts down with the water. I don't really have time for that. So we'll get it docked up, and then we'll close out day one here at the new boat dealership, the Prop Shop. All right, let's back it in. Actually, oh my gosh, the colors of the top of this place. Whoa, it matches the entire wake boat. That's pretty cool. All right, look at the width on this. This is absolutely perfect. I think even those little side things, those fit good too. All right, this is a perfect parking spot for this thing. There we are. We got the wake surf boat. We got the 53. We got our first two inventory boats. So I think that's a successful day here at the Prop Shop. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you do want to see us come back and load this place up with boats, hit a thumbs up button down below. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.